Hey everybody, this is your girl Karen. I am back. I have another word and encouragement word for you concerning relationships. Today I'm all natural, letting my hair breathe and everything, and I have on my in the spirit of I have on my Merry Christmas shirt and stuff like that or whatever. And so I'm taking a break. And yes, I have another encouragement word with you concerning dating and relationships. We were live on the podcast on Monday. We do Thursday therapy. On Thursdays, I'm still going to come back tomorrow. But today, I just want to share with you all the topic is trust yourself and flow. Trust yourself and flow. And what I mean trust yourself is even trusting the God in you, of course, trusting the God in you first and foremost. And as I was discussing some things before I went to break, I just want to share that um, I was also analyzing my own experiences. I was also um, going back to some of the relationships and friendships that I had developed before, and the things that I made mistakes in, and then things that I did wrong or whatever. And so I want to encourage you on today to trust yourself and let things flow. Also, trust the God in you. What I definitely want to say is that. First of all, welcome to everybody who's tuning in on all platforms. And if you catch the replay, hashtag replay. And if you have a question for me, um, just feel free to leave in the comments. And also, these are motivational moments. And so when you see me come in, other than Monday and Thursdays, if I'm led to share an encouragement word or share motivational moments and topics, this is what I will do. And so trust yourself and flow. So as I was talking about my own experiences, and I was thinking about some of um, other men and women who are single again, or who are courting, or who have already went into the dating stage. Even though that is not me yet, I actually have not started dating exclusive, but I am developing different friendships. And so one thing I was sharing with my audience before I came to you guys was that when we are developing friendships and relationships, we tend to always ask this question. I know that I have. We tend to always ask, well, what happened in your last relationship? What happened in your last friend? What was the problem? We tend to put that at the forefront of our mind, and we tend to put that on the tip of our tongue. Well, what happened? Or we always say, well, what did you do? I know that was something that I used to do, and I had to change the narrative, and I had to change my mindset. Most times when we are getting to know someone, that should not be the focal point of, well, what happened, what you do. Because even in previous relationships and past relationships, um, we always want to say, well, it was that person wasn't for me, or that person cheated, or that person stabbed me in the back, or that person, me and that person grew apart, or me and that person. I mean, sometimes we tend to say things negative, but we have to understand that we took part in the relationship too as well. There were some things that we allowed to happen to us that we didn't have to allow to happen to us, and that there were some mistakes that we may have made, um, whether it wasn't cheating or anything like that, but there were some things that we were doing in the relationship that we shouldn't have been doing. And one of them, it familiar, is compromising. It could be something else, but we tend to say it was that person's fault, or we tend to say that that person didn't love me the way that I should have been loved. And some of that, most of that is true. But the thing about it is, when you do love yourself, then that means you don't have to take anything. You don't have to allow yourself to continue on with anything. I think both people need to be upfront and say, hey, we tried this. This is not working. We have different standards. We have different views in life. Um, we are not looking for the same things or whatever. And sometimes in that relationship, we tend to let things go. Like I talked about before on Monday night, we tend to let things slide, whether that was one or two things. And we was like, oh, well, that's just one thing. We can let that slide. No. So you do have to take part in the account. You do have to take part in knowing that you played a part in the relationship. Okay. And so I think when you are getting to know someone new, by then from your past relationship, you should have been healed from that, or should have been working on yourself, working on characteristics, saying the things that you need to start doing or the things that you need to stop doing before you even go into that next friendship, that next relationship. And we tend to always go into a new relationship asking that other person, well, let's talk about your last or past relationship. No, what I find out is that you should not. We should not keep looking back in the past. We should not be asking anybody to look back there. Your main focal point is getting to know that person and paying attention, like I said on Monday, paying attention to them, seeing their growth, seeing how they grown from any past relationships, seeing if they are ready to develop a friendship, seeing if they're open enough, that are they truthful enough to tell you the truth even when you don't want to hear the truth. Are they open to share different things about themselves? You have to, I mean, so your main focus is trying to get to know them. You need to get to know them, not worry about what happened in their past relationship and previous relationship. And like I said, you all, I have been a victim of that because I used to do that. But my mindset had to change because I had grew from that. And so I knew when I went into another relationship that that should not be my main focus. My main focus should be getting to know them, paying attention to their characteristics and their personality. Do they mean what they say? Are they showing me what they are saying? Are they the same? Are they acting the same, acting like the same person they act, not just around me, but to others? We shared that on Monday too, as well. Is this person the same today? Is this person the same tomorrow? When I talk to them, when I see them, when I'm around them, we have to pay attention. We shouldn't be bringing up anything from each other's past because we've already dealt with that past relationship. We already found out what was wrong in that relationship. That's why we're not there anymore. And like I said, relationships make the mistakes and the things that didn't work out makes us grow and makes us better so we can be ready for the next relationship. um and I also was sharing this too, that it's two different types of being ready um for marriage and not being ready for marriage. And I want to share this, and I want to let you guys know I am not I'm not a therapist, and some of you already know that I'm not a therapist. I'm not even a relationship coach, but I've had experiences in relationships. I am a professional certified life purpose life coach and an integrative health and nutrition coach. Um, what I'm gonna say here too is truthful, because I do have associates and people that I'm in network with that are doctors, therapists, and relationship coaches. And like I said, I have my own experiences, so that's why I can touch touch on this. I even have people, close ones around me, who have had experiences that I have seen and that I have talked to, so I do know this. I want to touch on the two different types of people who are ready for relationships and who ain't really ready for relationship. Whether you are a man or a woman, there are some people who do not. Oh, I'm gonna say this right here. I don't think that some people mean it, but they say it. They say, I don't want a relationship. I don't want to be in love. I don't want to fall in love. They just want the effects of the relationship. So some people who say that, they may really mean it. And there are some people who say it, they don't mean it. They're saying it because they've been hurt. There's some past trauma hurts, and that could come from family or intimate relationships where they've been hurt from. So they're saying they don't want to be in love. They don't want to get married. Or if they've been married before, I don't want to get married again. They're not healed. But they want the effects of a relationship. You've got some people where, I'm gonna just be honest, you got some people who just want to be intimate, but they don't want a real relationship. They don't want to take time to get to know you or whatever. They just want that feeling. I'm gonna be honest, they just want that feeling for their own pleasure. Lustful play, that's what you call it. Lust. And there's a reason being of that. They don't want commitment. Um, because either they just don't want commitment, but 9 times out of 10, it's someone who has been hurt either by family or either by another significant other, and they haven't healed from that. So therefore, oh, I don't want to be in love, or I don't want to fall in love. And some people say they don't want to fall in love again. They haven't fell in love in the first place because they don't know what love is. And people who are like that, and sometimes, like I said, when I talked about playing it safe on Monday, they say everything that they want you to hear. They say everything that they need you to hear, but deep down inside they are hurting, and that they don't want any commitment with you. They don't want a relationship with you because there's been some type of family trauma or another significant other relationship trauma, and they haven't healed from. So of course you know that that person is definitely not what you're looking for. Then on the other hand, you have someone that it wants to be committed. They want to be loved. Um, they want a relationship. They want to eventually date, and they eventually want to get married. But that person still could be struggling with some things, just like you may be struggling with some things when it comes to dating and relationship. That don't make them a bad person. If this person is willing to do the right thing and striving to do the right thing, and if this person is seeking God like you're seeking God, or whatever, but they still struggle with certain things, that don't make them a bad person because they're striving to be right. We have to know that we're all human and we're all flawed. So that don't mean that, oh Lord, that this person is a bad person because they struggling in some areas. But like I talked about the heart a week ago or 2 weeks ago, but are you looking at this person's heart? Ain't you struggling with something? It may not be the same thing that they may be struggling with, but when someone wants to be loved just like you want to be loved, and they're trying to do the right things, and they're trying to stay focused and purposeful, they want to get to know you, they want to develop a friendship with you. Sometimes some people may not know how and need that encouragement, but if they're doing the work, trust me, they're going to get better. I think sometimes we quick to drop people off too. Yeah, yeah, I said that. Sometimes we'll quit to drop people off because we looking for something perfect, and we're thinking, oh well, I need somebody who just got it all together. They ain't got no problems. They ain't struggling with nothing. Who is that? Who is that? Where they at? I don't know. I ain't met that person. Have you met that person? I ain't met them. But you quick to drop them because you think you're gonna find somebody who got it all together and they ain't worried about nothing. They ain't worried about nothing, or they're not struggling with nothing. No, we have to get that out of our mind. That's somebody that you can deal with because, like I said, we're all flawed. But if they're doing the right things, they're putting the right things in motion, and they're respecting you, and they're respecting who you are, and you're respecting who they are, and you both want the same things. That's something to work with, other than somebody else who is hurt and they have not healed from whatever they're healed from. Their intent is only to feel their pleasure and have that feeling for just that moment. There's something wrong with that, you know. So I just wanted to share this topic on what I was sharing with other people, because I heard somebody make a comment that, um, well, if if a person is kind of got some issues with dating, and then you probably don't need to be talking to them. I wouldn't say that, and I'm gonna tell you exactly what this person was talking about. They were saying, like, say you've been courting or developing a friendship, dating. Maybe you're going into dating this person exclusive, or maybe you guys are close to dating exclusive. I don't know, what have you. But when you develop a friendship and you both got things in common, there's going to be a bond. So you start getting physically attracted to each other. And there are boundaries that you do need to put up. And sometimes it don't always happen like that. And I'm going to just be honest. I know a lot of us have been there, done that. Uh, and so if you haven't, my hat's off to you. But y'all, we make mistakes. So if two people know where they're going and they're in constant communication. When I say this, I mean constant communication with God first, and they're constant communication with you're in constant communication with each other, and you start developing a physical attraction to each other. Sometimes some people slip up, but they get it right. Is what I'm saying. They get it right, and that's when you have to put up boundaries so you can keep from slipping up or whatnot, because you know that you both have agreed that you want to continue to go forward with this relationship. Most couples don't make it through the dating phase because either that person is not for them, or they're just not meant to be soulmates, or maybe that person is not your soulmate. Maybe one of the others not quite ready yet, so they may not get past that dating stage, or they may not even get to that dating stage. But to be honest, some people do make it. They may have struggled along the way, or they may have made some mistakes along the way, but they get it right. That's the key. Getting it right, saying we're going to do this thing right. We're going to do this thing together. I'm going to respect you. You're going to respect me. I care for you. You care for me. And you're seeking God in it. But when you're not seeking God in it, it's difficult, and you get confused, and you start saying, well, what if this and what if that. You got to trust yourself and let things flow the way that they need to flow. So I hope this encourages you. My time is up. I am After 18 minutes, my time is up. If you were listening in, I see you, Wisdom family. Hello. If you have any questions for me or want to pick it back on anything that I have shared, I'm trying to look at the chat to make sure I didn't miss anybody comments or whatever. But if there's anything you would like to share, feel free to comment. I do have to go, but I hope that this encourages you. And I will see you all tomorrow for Thursday therapy. So have a great rest of your Wednesday. Bye now.